Now at 6, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us here in the Fox 61 News at 6. I'm Sarah Sanchez.
And I'm Matt Karen. New Haven police are searching for answers tonight after 2 people were found dead with gunshot wounds inside their home.
Yeah, this happened on Russell Street yesterday morning. Fox 61's New Haven County Bureau reporter Julia LeBlanc is outside the police department with what we know so far. Julia.
Police have confirmed for us that the 2 people found dead were husband and wife, and both deaths are being considered suspicious at this time. Now, we will know more once the autopsy results come in about how they died, but in the meantime, neighbors are just grappling with what happened.
That's really the first time I've seen or heard of anything, and at least in this immediate area.
Neighbors along Russell Street in New Haven are trying to process what happened here Thursday morning.
Everybody had no words. I mean, they were always super nice to everybody in the area.
New Haven police say they got a call around 8 a.m. for a report of 2 people found unresponsive in this home. They say a 52-year-old woman and a 62-year-old man were found dead. Police say both were suffering from gunshot wounds and a pistol was found on scene. Someone who lived in the home made the call to 911. Now, neighbors not wanting to show their faces on camera are left wondering what happened.
Nothing that would raise an eyebrow or, make you question anything that's going on in their home life. I mean, everybody was really cool.
It was shocking. Never would have thought it. It's a pretty quiet neighborhood.
Kathy says she's lived on this road for 23 years. She didn't hear or see anything alarming Thursday until the street was lined with cop cars.
I saw the whole New Haven Police Department here.
The investigation continuing for hours, still with no real clarity on what happened until the autopsy results come in.
And at this moment, while there's an ongoing investigation, we believe it was an isolated incident and the police are not looking for any particular suspect.
All while Mayor Justin Elicker says, like many other cities, New Haven is both struggling with violence and making a lot of progress.
We have seen overall, compared with last year, the number of people shot in the city dramatically decrease. Unfortunately, the number of people that have been shot that have died is more than last year.
The identities of the husband and wife are not being released at this time, but if you know anything, you're asked to reach out to police. We are in New Haven. Julia LeBlanc, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
All right, Julia, thank you. Well, new tonight, a vehicle smashes straight through a local bagel shop, leaving several people hurt and a whole lot of damage, enough to close the store. It happened this morning in Wallingford, causing chaos for both customers and employees. And even hours later, crews remained on scene cleaning up the mess. Brugger's busy bagel rush came to a crashing halt Friday.
Just be advised, update from PD. We have possibly 4 injuries.
Those 4 injuries turned to 5, including one person who was trapped.
And one person pinned between the car and a booth.
10 a.m. Friday, the bagel breakfast run taking a terrifying turn in Wallingford as a 2023 Jeep hybrid SUV driven by a 63-year-old woman crashed clear through the shop.
They are going to investigate, see if there's any recalls. The owner of the vehicle is being extremely cooperative, and she will answer any questions the department needs answered.
The 5 people hurt were all adults. Some were eating in the booths, others standing in line. The impact sent one man out of his shoes.
I'm in this place every day, so it's kind of crazy. Like, you never want to see something like this happen, and you just hope for the best for everybody.
All 5 victims were rushed to the hospital with serious injuries. First responders called the building inspector to make sure the structure was safe. And a tow company was called to get the vehicle out. The DoorDash driver worried how quickly he could have become a victim.
I stand right in front of the window where it entered every day. Like, yeah, I would have been taken out. I sit there and I stare at those pictures that are right on that wall right there, and that's the window I stand in front of all the time.
After the SUV was removed, the store was boarded up and will remain closed. Despite the serious injuries, everyone is expected to survive.
In New Haven now, a car with a baby inside was stolen, but thankfully that baby was found safe. Happened around 5 last night near Prospect and Trumbull. They say the car was left running with the 1-year-old inside. The baby was found within minutes, not far away, but police are still looking for the car and the suspect. Hartford police have made 4 arrests catching people who are illegally dumping materials. Illegal dumping is when people leave trash or bulky items in random places, essentially littering across the city. Hartford police say they've been able to catch people through new technology. And 3 of the 4 recent arrests are construction workers, they say, who were dumping debris. Fines for illegal dumping varies. Violators could even have their vehicle seized. Hartford Mayor Luke Bronin says the city's on the lookout for people breaking the rules and will be making more arrests.
You should not expect to get away with it if you treat Hartford like trash and you illegally dump in our city. We have cameras set up in a lot of places where you might not expect them.
Property owners in Hartford can arrange a free bulk pickup at a few times a year. Anyone who sees illegal dumping is asked to call police or 311.
Hartford firefighters responded to a fire on Zion Street this afternoon. Flames broke out at a 2-story home. Crews say flames were on the first floor and were quickly extinguished. No residents were home at the time. A firefighter had a minor injury due to slipping on the scene. The cause of the fire still being investigated. Time now for a check of the weather. It was a lot warmer outside today. That's some good news.
Yeah, it is. Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank joining us now with what we can expect for the weekend. Hi, Rachel.
Hi. We are watching another big old rain and windstorm for Sunday night into Monday. Does that sound familiar? Yeah, we are experiencing weather deja vu here. But from now until then, things are going to be calm, and it is a nice, dry, and mild start to the weekend. The storm that is going to come together, you can see the 2 pieces on the map here, going to join forces into developing into our intense area of low pressure. Right now, temperatures are in the mid-40s to right around 50 degrees. Earlier, we saw highs in the mid and even upper 50s. It is anywhere between 5 to 22 degrees warmer than it was at this time yesterday, just to give you a little perspective. Tonight won't be as chilly as it has been the last few nights and following mornings. We're looking at overnight lows in the lower to middle 30s. That's where we start off tomorrow morning. Plenty of sunshine for your Saturday. Heading into lunchtime, we're looking at temperatures in the upper 40s and high temperatures close to 50 as we head through the afternoon. After a dry start on Sunday, we'll see a rising chance for a few scattered showers in the afternoon, but the real nasty, heavier rain, that will come for later Sunday night into Monday, and it looks like the winds could be stronger this time around. We'll explain coming up.
Well, starting next year, students at state universities and colleges will pay more for their tuition. This comes on top of a tuition hike just imposed last year already. Fox 61's Carmen Chow explains why and how students are reacting.
Students will be seeing a 5% tuition hike, and it will vary by university. The students I spoke to say they chose a state university for a reason, but some are now considering transferring to another school.
It kind of sucks.
On Thursday, the Board of Regents for Higher Education voted to raise tuition by 5% at the state's regional universities and community colleges. That left students wondering why they chose a state university.
Part of the reason I'm here is because it's one of the cheaper options.
Chancellor Terrence Chang spoke to Fox 61 on Zoom, saying CSCU faced a $140 million deficit as pandemic relief funds dried up and was left with no choice.
It is the result of a structural deficit for the system and several of our institutions where we simply don't have enough revenue coming in to sustain our operations.
Some students, though, aren't buying it, arguing these hikes have happened in the past before the pandemic.
They were doing it before they got the grant money, so I feel like maybe that's not entirely true. Maybe there's some benefit for them.
This chart lays out the proposed increases for next fall. State universities will be paying $334, state colleges will be paying $216, and Charter Oak College is exempt. Essentially, students will be paying hundreds more, and more isn't exactly why they say they signed up.
And that's mostly what people are looking for now is affordable colleges to go to, because when you go to, if you want to pursue a profession like being a doctor, you already know you have a lot of expenses and debts lined up for you in the future.
To break it down further, housing fees for all state universities will increase from 2 to 3.5%, and food service will range from 3 to 3.5%.
We are not born with silver spoons in our mouths, and we know what it's like to earn $1 and spend $1.
Again, this hike goes into effect fall 2024. I did also ask the chancellor if he anticipates another hike after this one, and he said he hopes not. And they always come up with ways to try to not impose more hikes year after year. Reporting in New Britain, Carmen Chow, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Thank you, Carmen. The Department of Transportation is reminding everyone to drive sober and safe this holiday season. Beginning tonight, state police are increasing patrols on the roads. They'll continue through the end of the year. They're looking for drunk drivers.
We're into the holiday season, parties, gatherings, people out celebrating, and we want to make sure that when they're doing so, that they're making sure that they have a sober driver to get them home.
In 2021, 112 people were killed in drunk driving-related crashes in Connecticut, and that accounted for nearly 40% of all deadly crashes.
Still to come on the news at 6, airline complaints are sky high. Just in time for the holidays, what a new report says are the biggest issues travelers are dealing with.
And you may have seen a post online for an all-expenses-paid pet fostering program, but is it a legit offer? We'll verify.